Hi there, my name is Reggie, and I'm a rising senior at BC studying Econ and Chinese. I've actually had two experiences of studying abroad thanks to OIP. The first one was the Critical Language Scholarship Program in Dalian, China, which was a fully funded 2-month language intensive program by the US Department of State, where I was under a language pledge. So that was extremely challenging, but I'm super glad I did it. Thank you so much to Ms. Hedger Petros for kind of guiding me along the way and working on my application, and also putting up with all those countless office hours. If you're interested in the Critical Language Scholarship Program, please reach out to me or Ms. Hedger Petros. She also represents countless of other programs, including the Boren one. If you're interested in studying abroad and kind of specifically want to develop your language skills, definitely reach out to her. And then the other program that I was able to successfully complete was BC in London at Queen Mary University in London. So that was a great program, and I'm so happy that I chose it. So ultimately, my decision was that I wanted to go somewhere where I would understand the people, because I knew that I would have a very challenging 2 months in China, where I was under a language pledge and not being able to kind of fully communicate with people around me. So I wanted to go somewhere where I would understand the people and also feel a little bit more at home, I guess. So I chose London, and that was a great decision. I went there and it was challenging, of course, but I felt a little bit more comfortable than I did in China. And so it did allow me to kind of feel a little bit closer to home, I guess, after being so homesick for a while. But I wouldn't say that it was like some kind of life-changing experience that many like to say. I think that's too cliche, and you don't come back as like a completely new person. Of course, for the first few months, you want to tell about all these experiences, and you want to share all this with your friends, and they're like, well, he's become wacko, but that's actually not like that feeling subsides, and you're still yourself, but you definitely have developed some skills. You definitely have understood yourself better, and you have challenged yourself in ways that you wouldn't have otherwise. And so I definitely recommend doing it. I definitely recommend studying abroad in anywhere that BCU offers. You will have a fantastic experience. I'm yet to hear one person to say that studying abroad was a bad decision. I think everybody says it was a fantastic decision, and so I would highly recommend anybody looking into it to fully consider it and send in that application. Then one of the other questions that kind of OIP asks us to answer is what are the myths about studying abroad? So specifically my program, I was in London, and it is extremely expensive. So everybody knows that, okay, London is a central hub. It's kind of like New York City, where prices are astronomically high. So I'm personally a Montserrat student, and so costs do matter a lot to me. And so I wanted to find a program where I would be able to afford it, and I chose London. I guess that doesn't really make sense, but here I'll tell you a little bit more. So first off, I read a lot about it, and London, specifically Mile End, where I was located, because that's where Queen Mary is a cheaper place in London, and so it is more affordable. And then secondly, BC offers the McGilly-Log travel grant, which I was able to receive, and that's an extra 1 grand in your pocket to help afford the travel abroad and study abroad, whatnot. So, big thank you to them, and ultimately, please do consider it if finances is a big issue to your decision. I would say that's a myth that like it's completely like you can't afford it, because ultimately London is expensive, but one of the challenges is to understand your finances and kind of manage them well. And so that's a matter of going out to shopping and choosing one thing over another. It means maybe not going out as many times on the weekends, or making better decisions on the weekends, I guess. And so yes, it is not super cheap, but it is manageable, and it is affordable. As a Montserrat student, I'm super proud to say that I was able to do a 2-week backpacking trip with one of my best friends from high school across Europe, and that was amazing. And then also, while I was in London, I was able to travel and like just sleep on the couches of all my BC friends who were studying abroad. I say like in Scotland or in Ireland or in other places across Europe. And so I was able to travel there as well as visit my family in Ukraine. Ryanair is super cheap, so you can get a round trip ticket from the most western part of Europe to the most eastern part, pretty much, for less than like dollars, which is amazing. And so I would say it's definitely a great experience and very affordable if you do manage your finances well. So definitely do reach out if you have any questions. You can reach me out at anadio@bc.edu or the OIP office, and they will guide you along the way to find the most appropriate program that fits whatever you're looking for. It is a fantastic time, and I would say I would not. I would never make a different decision if I were presented with another opportunity to study abroad. So I hope you guys do consider it, and please do reach out.